Hello everyone, Derek's Damn Toys back with another figure review, and today we have Series 8 Unrivaled Trent, or Trent Beretta, as I'm probably gonna call him a lot through this video, as that's what his WWE name was. And sorry, not sorry, I'm just not gonna forget that he was Trent Beretta. But pretty excited to review this figure. I'm hoping it goes a little bit better than the Chuck Taylor review. Doesn't really have many accessories, so I also don't see me making it past 10 minutes just like the other figure. But we'll see. And honestly, on that note, why don't I get them open and let's get into the accessory right away, because I'm sure I'm gonna have a bit to say about that frickin' rubber jacket. Alrighty, so getting into the accessory. Now I'll give it this. It does have more detail than Chuck Taylor's jacket, but you can't do anything with these stiff ass arms. Like, honestly, what I might do just so I can actually use the jacket is maybe I'll just cut the sleeves off like I do with any rubber jacket accessory I get, because the difference between that and like Chuck Taylor's jacket, for instance, is notice on how I can still pose his arms. Like, that's a big factor in my opinion. And if you're not gonna give people cloth jackets, not that I really want them if they're gonna continue to stain the clothes, yes, stain the figure, but just hate rubber jacket accessories. You can't pose nothing in that. But let's get into the figure, and boy, am I actually kind of liking it so far. Starting off with the head sculpt here. Looks just like Trent, you know, it's got the nice headband. And now if you do notice that it does look like there's a little bit, not much, but just a little bit of paint like smear underneath the headband, which that's whatever. That don't bug me too much. And you know, unlike Chuck Taylor, Trent can actually bend his torso. I don't have to have his legs bent for him to bend, which is also a pretty nice factor and point. But let's get into some of the detail, like the detail right here on his wrist. He's got that little head logo. He's got the same thing on this wrist too. An elbow pad that kind of looks more like a knee pad, I won't lie, but it's whatever. Then he's got these nice, cool looking designs all over his trunks. Especially that one that kind of looks like, I don't know, to me that kind of looks like Invader Zim. Sorry, not sorry. And then, you know, the unique boot mold here is really nice. It's got little silver trim details. And it reminds me a lot of the Dolph Ziggler Elite boots that came on his, I can't remember what Elite, but it was based off of his IC title run around Survivor Series of 2014, if I recall. I do have the Dolph, so that's that. But all around, this figure actually feels like it's going to be fun to pose around. It looks like it's going to be fun to use in matches. And you know, Trent's actually a pretty decent action figure. He's a pretty decent wrestler. Very toyetic, I would say. Too bad he doesn't come with more than just fist hands, but that's kind of the fun reality about owning more than just one AEW figure, is maybe I have the proper skin tone for this Trent to be able to give him like mic holding hands or grapple hands, whatever. So why don't we break into some of the articulation here. His head can only look that far back because of his long hair, but he can look pretty far forward. Of course, arms go 360. You got a bicep swivel. You've got the bend in the shoulder. Got a double bend in the arm. Got wrist swivel and wrist bend. He can go that far forward without bending over. He can go that far back without bending over, or bending backward in that sense. Not that you could because of the ass flap on the back of the figure. Technically, he does have a little bit of waist rotation or rib rotation, whatever you want to call that. He can kick out that much, something I always forget to do. His legs can kick out that far forward. He does have a double bend in the knee. There is upper thigh cut. He has boot rotation, ankle pivot, and bend. I'm just not trying to do all that with just one hand. And you know, I don't think that's actually something I mentioned in the Chuck Taylor video either. He did come with upper thigh cut too. It's not like he didn't. I just don't know if I really took the time to show that off. But yeah, you know, Chuck Taylor. Was he worth the pickup? Out of the two, he's definitely worth it more than Chuck Taylor. But if you gotta have them together, if the deal's still going on, I would say go pick the two up. They're not bad figures. You know, let's get Chuck Taylor in here. Let's not disclose him out of this. Like, they do look good sitting up next to each other. They will be great to have in the collection. With how plain and basic they kind of are as far as accessories go, though, that's why I gave him a 5 besides the torso bend and the head sculpt. I'm going to give him 7. If he came with some alternative hands, maybe he could have had an 8. But I'm going to give him a 7. A solid 3 out of 5 stars. 7 out of 10. It's a good figure. I just feel like there should have been more to add to said figure. But with that being said, I'm going to try to wrap this one up. Like the video if you liked it. Do if don't if you didn't. I don't really mind. Subscribe for future content that will be uploaded for sure. I just don't know when the next upload's going to be. I know while I'm doing this, the Brock Lesnar one's going up. So keep an eye out for that if you haven't watched it. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links are always going to be down in the description below. And on that note, you guys, I think I am out of here. Peace out, yo.